Okay, hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Katrina Kofed. I am the founder of Passion for Plants Health Coaching. I have a master's in human nutrition and I'm an ACE certified health coach. I specialize in helping women recover from diet culture, heal their relationships with food, and end emotional eating for good. So if that sounds like what you're into, you are in the right place. Let's get into today's video. So today I have not even a hot take. I don't really think this should be a hot take, but what I want to talk about today is intuitive eating and food freedom and what people get wrong about those two things. So I have a lot of thoughts, I've made some notes, and I want to get into it with you guys. Okay, I swear I've been talking so much today. Have to drink some water in between. So you watch the intro. Now it's been a couple days and I have actual time to film this video. Let's get into intuitive eating. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the concept of intuitive eating, it's really the premise of eating what your body craves and desires, fueling and nourishing your body, and abolishing the thought that food has moral value or that food is good or bad. That's a very general overview. So there are 10 principles of intuitive eating. They were coined by, I believe, two women psychologists, Resch and Tribal, in 1995. They wrote an amazing book all about intuitive eating and the principles and how to practice and implement it in your life. Would highly recommend reading it. You can Google search and I will be sure to link the name of the book below as well. So today's video isn't so much about intuitive eating and teaching you how to do it. There's a ton of content out there, and if you guys would like a video like that, please let me know in the comments and I'm happy to walk you through it. But it's more so what I see that people get wrong about intuitive eating and food freedom, because as a nutritionist, as a health coach, as someone who really practices anti-diet culture and a non-diet approach and intuitive eating and food freedom myself in my life and with clients, I see a lot of misconceptions online about this. And I see a lot of people really misconstrue intuitive eating, and it's kind of frustrating, quite frankly, because I think it kind of gives intuitive eating a bad rap when it doesn't deserve it. But just like anything else, you can't smack one label onto something. You can't say, just eat whatever you want, eat whatever you're craving, and you're good to go. Like, it's so much more complex than that. And that's really what I want to get into today, is the nuances and what people get wrong. So what I have witnessed is that people who have tried dieting, who've tried restriction, who've tried to do things on their own when it comes to losing weight, being in a smaller body, reaching their health goals, you know, whatever it may be. And often it's people who are struggling with emotional eating, with binge eating, with obsessive thoughts around food, with over exercise, right? So it's people who don't have a great relationship with food to start with, or super healthy habits in place to begin with, that find intuitive eating, and then we try to kind of like tack on intuitive eating as something that's gonna work, right? And it's not that intuitive eating can't work. I think intuitive eating is wonderful, and so is food freedom. But it's making sure we incorporate it in the right way and making sure we're educated about it. So I see a lot of people from different struggles, different backgrounds, learn about intuitive eating, and what happens then is you go from this place of such extreme restriction over here, restriction, dieting, have to exercise every day, can only eat clean foods, you know, again, topic for another video, my thoughts on clean eating and orthorexia. You can only eat clean foods, you know, you have to have X amount of protein in your meals, you can't have carbs, whatever your food rules have been, it's over here in extreme restriction. And then intuitive eating, when someone tells you about intuitive eating, or let's say you see an Instagram post about it, that's like, yeah, eat whatever you want, you know, honor your body's cravings. What is your intuition saying, right? That's really what it is. What is your body saying that it wants? You having come from this place of restricting for months, probably years on end, you ask yourself, what does my body want? If I'm being honest, my body wants a burger, a milkshake, fries, and like cookies, right? Okay, so you go eat that, and then you do that for a month, and then guess what? You've been eating very indulgent food, very high caloric density food, and it's not so much the caloric density that's the problem. It's more that you go from one end of the spectrum to the complete other end, which is like pure indulgence and kind of hedonism almost in that sense with food, because you've been restricting yourself for so long. So this really happens. It's like the pendulum swings from one end to the complete other end. And this is what I hear from quite a few of my clients who have tried to do intuitive eating on their own. There's no structure for them, just trying to DIY it. and they really don't have the foundation of knowledge and information and tools that they need to, number one, understand how to have a healthy relationship with food. Number two, understand what is gentle nutrition. I use the term guidelines around nutrition. If you're my client, if you've completed my program, The Method Healthy Habits for Life, you know this is a huge part of what I preach and what I practice as well. So they're really lacking the knowledge about how to even have a healthy relationship with food. They're lacking the foundation of healthy habits to begin with, and don't have a great starting point with a neutral relationship with food, with a neutral mindset around body image and exercise and what a healthy lifestyle looks like. So you combine all of those things, and then you tell someone who's struggling with those things, hey, all you have to do is honor what your body's craving. And you say, well, my body's craving pizza and French fries at 1 a.m., so I'm gonna go eat that. But we all know maybe that tastes good. Of course it tastes good, but it doesn't feel great, right? Because you know, intuitively, ironically enough, you can feel in your body, you can feel in your mind, this isn't quite right, this isn't quite lining up. So this is where a lot of women come to me and tell me, you know, I really want to heal my relationship with food. I want to feel better. I want to not be worrying about food all the time. I've tried restricting, I've tried weight loss. That's not really working for me, or it caused XYZ problems. And I've tried food freedom, and that doesn't really, I couldn't make it work for me either. So like, what the heck am I supposed to do? So this is where I have seen and encountered a lot of women who really end up struggling at this place, because it's like you've tried one end of the spectrum with extreme restriction, and then you've tried the other end of the spectrum with just letting yourself eat whatever you want because you thought that's what intuitive eating was, right? So really this comes from a lack of knowledge and understanding about how to implement food freedom, you know, ideologies into your life. And again, if you guys would like a separate video about how I would recommend incorporating intuitive eating and food freedom into your life, let me know in the comments, because I am more than happy to film that. But all of that to say, it really just sets the scene for people to feel crappy in their bodies because now they're eating whatever they want, and then they also don't feel good, right? So we really need to find that balance in the middle of gentle nutrition guidelines, right? What are some habits that are going to make you physically feel good, that are going to help you take care of your body, and of course help you take care of your mind? And then number three, what are the strategies that are going to support your mental health and your relationship with food? So for those of you, my clients who have worked with me, or for those of you who are considering working with me and will work with me in the future, you will come to know that I give a lot of homework and strategies around healing your relationship with food and around creating a more neutral relationship with your body image, with your weight, with your body's appearance, right? What your body looks like, and of course with food. So we're taking food off a pedestal. We're learning to stop assigning moral value to food. So food is not good or bad. There's no such thing as clean food, all of that. We're learning how to undo all of that and just have a more neutral, and then eventually down the road, a more positive and happy relationship with food, relationship with our bodies, relationship with exercise, and what you perceive as a healthy lifestyle overall. So that's really what I walk you through in my program, The Method Healthy Habits for Life. And it's what we dive deep into if you work with me one-on-one. So if you guys would like more information about either of those programs, you can find them linked below in the description. I only work with a handful of one-on-one clients every year because we are working in depth for 6 months to really dive into your struggles with food, healing your relationship with food, overcoming emotional eating, and of course getting into the nitty-gritty side of nutrition as well. So it's a very comprehensive program. If you're just looking for more support on applying food freedom to your life right now, and on creating that foundation of knowledge that I was talking about earlier for how to have a healthy, balanced, stable relationship with food, and combine that with healthy habits to just take care of your whole being, mind, body, soul, across the board, my program, The Method Healthy Habits for Life, is for you. So that program is incredible. It's literally over 7 hours of video lessons, 5 modules, meal plans, guides, PDFs, like so many good things. You can find all the details linked below, as well as a 3-month membership in a private group where I do monthly live Q&As. I check in with you weekly for accountability. And you also have a community in there of like-minded women who are going through your struggles, so they know, they understand, and they can support you through this as well. Not to mention, I also do live group coaching calls once a month. So that is a wonderful feature. So it's really a group program across the board. So if that's what you're looking for, is more support, and you want to talk to a health professional who understands all of this, I would highly encourage you to join the method. Enrollment is open. Link is down below. I would love to have you in there. to summarize, really, what I see as the problem with intuitive eating is not a problem with intuitive eating itself as a concept. It's a problem with the way that people are trying to apply it into their lives, right? It's like taking, and I see this, so you guys, I don't know if you know this, but I've been plant-based vegan for 7.5 years now, for a very long time. And I get a lot of people who come up to me or message me online and are like, yeah, you know, I want to go plant-based, but I just don't really know how to do it. And that's fine. It's the same thing with going plant-based, kind of similar to intuitive eating. If you want to make such a significant change to the way you're eating, to the way you fuel your body, to the way you think about food, it's going to take time, and it's going to take you creating that foundation of knowledge. So I really think that's something we have to learn as individuals and as consumers of media and pop culture, is that we're getting all these messages about diet culture all day long. So if you're going to pursue intuitive eating and food freedom, you really have to start building that awareness and being mindful of the fact that it's probably going to take some time, and that you should probably get some support with it, unless you feel like you already have a great healthy relationship with food. If that's the case for you, like, I applaud you. I'm so happy for you, right? I really work with so many women who are struggling with their relationship with food, and that's why I'm creating these videos, to help you guys improve and feel good in your bodies, feel good around food. Because no one should spend all of their time worrying about food, obsessing about food, dreaming about food, thinking about it, and being so weighed down by it, right? Like, I don't want any of you to feel guilty for eating, because you should not, right? And that's what I do. That's why I have my whole practice and my whole company. That's my rant. That's my unfiltered rant on intuitive eating and the way it's really misconstrued. I also wanted to touch on the whole body positivity movement, because I think body positivity as a whole is a good step forward in terms of taking an anti-diet culture approach. But again, this is something that I really think gets misconstrued, especially by a lot of body positive influencers that we see online or on Instagram. Please don't take this as a blanket statement. I think there are a handful of really incredible body positive influencers online, but I do also see a lot of wellness influencers or sort of body positive influencers who kind of come across as disingenuous, because it seems like they're trying to cash in on the whole body positive movement, when they're just regular straight-sized women who look normal in normal bodies. And by normal, I mean what is deemed normal by our society's beauty standards. So, you know, that whole trend of posting like 2 side-by-side pictures on Instagram of, I look like this, but I also look like this, right? And then they turn to the side on the second photo, and it's like the tiniest bit of belly that's showing. So stuff like that comes across as pretty, I think, disingenuous, and probably very demotivating to people who are actually living in larger bodies, to women who are actually a size 12 or a size 14 or a size 20, you know, because that's really what the body positive movement was created for. It wasn't created for straight size women who already fit society's beauty standard today. And this is not at all to take away from, you know, the self-worth issues or the self-esteem issues that we as women have individually. You could be deemed attractive by society's beauty standards and still really struggle with accepting your own body and being happy in your skin. Absolutely, right? This isn't to take away from that. But this is more just the whole body positivity movement overall. I think there's a lot of people who haven't really done the research to understand what it actually is and how they best can promote acceptance of larger bodies. And that right there is one big reason that I don't really post much about body positivity on my social medias, because I am not the best source of body positive content, right? Like, I benefit from thin privilege. I am a thin, white, blonde woman, right? Like, I fit the beauty standard to some extent. So I might have my own struggles that I've gone through, right? Like, I think self-esteem and self-worth is an ongoing thing that we all have to continue practicing in our lives. But it would feel, for me, it would feel out of integrity, it would feel out of alignment, and it would honestly feel disingenuous to post about body positivity, because I don't feel like that movement was created for me. I'm well represented, right? We need representation of other body types and other ethnicities and other races and just other people in general, right? Like, not just thin white women. So that's kind of my 2 cents on that. I also think body positivity in general promotes this message of like, love your body, be happy in your body, just love your body. When I was really struggling with emotional eating, with body image, body dysmorphia, I saw that as like, I was in this place of hating my body. I hated the way I looked. I was so self-conscious about my stomach. I hated everything about how I felt in my body, and I was really at a low point with my self-esteem. So to see when you're at that point of like, wow, I hate the way I look, I hate the way I feel, to go to, I love my body's beautiful, my body's amazing. Who hasn't stood in front of the mirror trying to say that to themselves? It feels like a complete lie because you don't believe it for 1 second. You're like, I don't love my body. You're standing here telling yourself, I love my body, and you don't love your body whatsoever. In fact, it's like the polar opposite. So I acknowledge this with a lot of my clients, and this is something we talk about a lot because I think it's very, very unrealistic to expect anyone to start loving their bodies when they're starting from a place of hating their bodies. So instead, what I encourage you to move towards is just more neutrality around your body. You don't have to love your body. You don't have to love every part of it. I hope eventually one day you can get to a place where you appreciate and love and respect and honor your body. I share a lot with my clients about how, you guys, I have shared here that I have a bachelor's in biology. I did pre-med biology in my undergrad, and I have taken so many biology classes. It's kind of absurd. But point being, one of the biggest things I took away from all of those classes is how miraculous all of our bodies are, how we have cells and organs and tissues that are working every single day, every second, and are functioning so marvelously that they keep us so healthy. And they let us like do what we do. It's crazy. Truly, once you learn about how our bodies work, it is just like mind-boggling. Like it's crazy how complex our bodies, like our human bodies, are. So for me personally, that was a huge part of ending body dysmorphia and improving my self-esteem and body image, was because I have so much gratitude for the body I'm in. I have so much gratitude for being in this physical body as I move through life on earth. And that's really the way I see it, and that's what I share with clients. So it's not that you have to love your body now, but it's that, can you appreciate everything your body lets you do? Can you appreciate that your body lets you move through life on earth and lets you experience life? That is incredible. So all that to say, lots of thoughts, unfiltered thoughts on body positivity, on food freedom, on intuitive eating. I think this video is getting really long, so we will wrap it up. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts below in the comments. What other videos would you like to see from me? What questions do you have? Share it all. I want to hear from you. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. It really, really helps me. Please give this video a thumbs up, comment, share it with your friends, share it with anyone that you think could benefit from seeing this video. It literally means the world. Your guys' support is truly, like, it means so much to me. So I hope you know that. For now, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I will see you again soon.